Bonnie Blue's recent $12 fine in Bali might be the most expensive, cheap mistake in the history of the adult industry. While the world watched her laugh in a Denpasar courtroom, sucking on a lollipop while the cameras flashed, the reality of her 10-year ban from Indonesia is far less of a joke than her social media would lead you to believe. For the creator, known professionally as Bonnie Blue and personally as Tia Billinger, the expectations of her wild girl persona have finally collided with the reality of international law and border control. In this deep dive, we are following the money and the PR moves to answer three critical questions that the mainstream media is missing. First, what really happened inside that Bali rental studio that triggered a national security response? Second, is the 10-year ban a legitimate career killer or just another marketing hook to drive traffic? And third, why did she choose to double down with a controversial video at the Indonesian Embassy in London that might actually land her in a British courtroom? To understand this story, we have to look past the viral tweets and look at the business of being a professional provocateur in a country that has officially run out of patience for digital nomads who break the rules. The expectation is that Bonnie is a rebel, fighting for her right to work. The reality is that she is a case study in how to lose a global market for the sake of a few thousand extra subscribers on the Blue site. The most shocking reality of this entire saga began not with a spicy video, but with a blue truck parked in a place it shouldn't have been. Around December 6, 2025, reports began to circulate that Bonnie and a team of nearly 20 people were detained in a coastal area of Bali known as Perennian. The expectation from her followers was that she was being targeted specifically for the nature of her work. The reality, per the official statements from the Denpasar District Court on December 12, was much more mundane and much more legally dangerous for her long-term career. She wasn't just filming a quick video for social media, she was operating a massive mobile production unit she called the Bang Bus without a single valid business registration or a proper commercial work visa. While the internet focused on the morality of her work, the Indonesian authorities focused on the violation of their sovereignty and their tax laws. This is where the shock factor spikes. This wasn't a moral crusade by the police. It was a calculated shutdown of an unlicensed foreign business operating on tourist visas. Per accounts from local residents in Perennian reported by the Bali Sun on December 7th, the production was loud, intrusive, and completely disregarded local customs. When the police arrived, they didn't just find a creator and a camera. They found a logistical operation involving dozens of people, high-end equipment, and no paperwork to back it up. To understand why this raid happened, we have to look past the expectation map Bonnie built earlier in the year, which is our most shocking point of the day. In mid-2025, Bonnie Blue claimed to have completed industry work with over 1,000 men in a single 12-hour window during a trip to Australia. This is what we call the expectation. The narrative pushed on X and TikTok was that she was an unstoppable force of nature in the spicy content world, a woman who could achieve the impossible. However, the reality of the business suggests this was a calculated marketing stunt designed to inflate her numbers. According to industry insiders and data analysts tracking her growth in late 2025, these viral claims resulted in a 300% spike in new subscribers, but the actual logistics of such an event have never been verified by any third-party receipts or credible witnesses. When she arrived in Bali, she tried to replicate this shock and awe marketing by bringing the Bang Bus to a conservative island. She expected the same viral fame without the consequences. But in Bali, the shock finally had a price tag she couldn't just pay off with a subscription link. Per the legal analysis provided by Jakarta-based consultants on December 15th, the Indonesian government used the Australian viral story as evidence that she was a high-risk individual who intended to perform commercial acts on a visa meant for sightseeing. Her own marketing became the evidence used to deport her. This is the ultimate business irony. The lie that made her rich in Australia is the same truth that got her banned in Indonesia. Per the court records from that Friday hearing in Denpasar, Bonnie was fined approximately 200,000 rupiah. In Western currency, that is about $12. To the casual observer, this looks like a win for the creator. She walked out of court smiling, appearing to have beaten the system and mocked the judge. But the payout of this story isn't the fine. The real payout is the administrative blacklisting that follows a criminal conviction in a foreign land. According to the Acting Director General of Immigration, Yoldi Usman, in a statement released on December 22, 2025, the legal system decided to bypass the small fine and go straight for the jugular, a 10-year entry ban and immediate deportation. Bonnie had claimed on her social media that the ban was only 6 months, an attempt to keep her jet-setter brand alive and keep her sponsors happy. The reality, confirmed by state news agency Antara, is that her name has been added to a permanent watch list. She didn't just lose a vacation spot, she lost a primary filming location and a massive chunk of her international market in Southeast Asia. This is a massive blow to her business model, which relies on exotic locations to justify high subscription prices. Without the ability to travel to these hubs, her content becomes repetitive, and her reality as a global star begins to crumble. As we move into the next phase of this timeline, the desperation for clout becomes even more visible. On December 24, 2025, just 2 days ago, a video surfaced of Bonnie outside the Indonesian Embassy in London. In the clip, she is seen with the Indonesian national flag pinned to her skirt, allowing it to trail on the ground while she dances. She explicitly mocked her Bali arrest, telling the camera that the disrespect of the authorities was nothing compared to what she was about to do for her subscribers. This is a classic relink hack. She is intentionally creating a diplomatic incident to ensure her name stays in the headlines. The expectation she wants her fans to have is that she is a rebel who can't be tamed by any government. The reality is that she is facing potential criminal charges in the UK for public order offenses and a permanent global blacklisting from other territories that share intelligence with Indonesia. According to legal experts cited in the Jakarta Globe on December 24th, the Indonesian government has formally reported her to the UK authorities for the desecration of national symbols. This isn't just tea anymore. This is a high-stakes legal gamble. She is betting that the UK won't extradite or punish her, but she is effectively banning herself from dozens of other countries that side with Indonesia on matters of national respect. Why would a creator risk a permanent ban and international legal heat for a 30-second video? The answer is the money. Following the news of her deportation on December 13th, data from social media tracking tools showed that mentions of Bonnie Blue and Bali reached an all-time high. By leaning into the villain role, she is effectively rage-baiting an entire nation to drive traffic back to her subscription platform. Per unverified insider reports from the agency world, her earnings for the month of December 2025 are projected to be her highest ever, potentially reaching the mid-six figures. She is trading her long-term freedom of movement for a short-term financial peak. This is a common tactic in the spicy industry. When your numbers start to dip, you create a crisis. The crisis creates curiosity, and curiosity creates clicks. But the reality is that once the curiosity fades, she is left with a legal record that makes it almost impossible to get a mortgage, a traditional business loan, or a visa to almost any country in the region. She is burning her future to fuel her present. This brings us to the agency moves behind the scenes. Many creators at this level are managed by agencies that specialize in what they call controversial growth. The expectation is that these agencies are protecting the creator and managing their legal risks. The reality is that these contracts often favor the agency's cut of the drama spike above all else. If Bonnie is banned from Indonesia, she becomes a limited edition creator in the eyes of her subscribers, someone who is too hot for TV or too spicy for Bali. The agency wins as long as the sub count stays up, even if the creator's personal life is a series of court dates and deportations. According to leaked documents from a similar agency dispute in early 2025, these companies often encourage high-risk maneuvers because the resulting controversy is cheaper than a traditional ad campaign. They see the $12 fine as a marketing expense, and they see the 10-year ban as a scarcity tactic. But while the agency can move on to the next creator, Bonnie is the one who can't go on vacation to Bali for a decade. The next major reality check involves the Bang Bus itself. While marketed as a wild, spontaneous adventure where she meets fans on the street, the logistics reveal a very different, very calculated story. When the police raided the rental villa and the truck, they seized high-end camera equipment, professional lighting rigs, contraceptives, and performance-enhancing medication. This was a professional film set masquerading as a tourist outing. By failing to secure a commercial filming permit, Bonnie didn't just break a minor rule. She insulted the local industry and the creators who do follow the rules and pay the high fees for legal filming. This has led to a quiet but significant blacklisting within the adult industry community itself. Other top-tier creators are distancing themselves from her, fearing that her loud and disrespectful approach to the work will bring unwanted government regulation to the entire digital nomad creator scene. Per a podcast interview with an industry veteran on December 20th, 2025, the consensus among professional creators is that Bonnie is poisoning the well for everyone else who wants to work internationally. The final reality we have to face is the impact on the local community. Bali has been struggling with naughty tourists for years, and Bonnie Blue has become the face of why the island is tightening its borders. According to a report by the Bali Tourism Board on December 23rd, they are considering a new good behavior bond for digital nomads. This is the real legacy of the $12 fine. It's not about the money Bonnie paid. It's about the millions of dollars in potential revenue that other, more respectful creators might lose because the rules are getting tighter. Bonnie is playing a short game. She expects the internet to move on to the next drama by next week. The reality is that the Indonesian government has a very long memory. They have used her as an example to show that they will not be mocked, and they have successfully turned her into a cautionary tale for the entire industry. In summary, Bonnie Blue's year of living dangerously has resulted in a massive financial windfall, but a personal and professional catastrophe that will haunt her for a decade. She has proved that you can turn a $12 fine into a multi-million-dollar PR campaign if you are willing to burn every bridge behind you. But you cannot outrun the reality of international borders and diplomatic relations. Her 10-year ban is a reminder that in the adult industry, the game is played on two levels: the one the subscribers see on their screens and the one the lawyers and immigration officers handle behind closed doors. As of December 26, 2025, she remains in London, banned from Indonesia, and under formal investigation by the embassy for her latest stunt. The wild girl persona is still profitable for now, but the walls are closing in on the Bang Bus lifestyle as more countries look at her travel history and see a liability instead of a visitor. If you want to understand the deeper business mechanics of how these creators survive after the cameras stop rolling and the lawsuits start flying, you need to see how the industry really handles its secrets. To see the full picture of how the money flows when the drama starts and the agencies take over, you need to see what happens behind the velvet rope. Check out our Velvet Rope Industry Secrets playlist next to understand the true cost of the game.